right now we keep hearing that the coin phrase, pain at the pump, it's only going to get worse before it gets better. So this is something new. We're actually going to give tips on how we can make it better right now. So why don't you give me some helpful tips just for the drivers right now who are just looking for a little bit of ease there?
Oh, sure. Yes, I've had so many customers asking me the same question so much lately because it just keeps going up. It's not going down,
Right.
So one of the main things that we talk about here at AAMCO is tire pressure, making sure you have the right tire pressure on your tires. A lot of people don't think about that when they're driving. Maybe they only do their tire pressure checked when they do an oil change. And that's not always the best time. You should be checking it regularly. If your tires are low inflated and they're not at the maximum PSI, that will also change how much gas efficiency is you're dealing with in your car. So yeah, I would definitely say that is something they should check on a regular basis. Even if they're doing it like themselves at the gas pump, or if they stop in at an AAMCO, we can always check it for them. But yeah, that's critical. I can't tell you how many people come in and their tires are so low and deflated, and they don't even realize it. And they're saying, I'm getting bad gas mileage, and that's one of the major factors. So yeah,
how much can it save you if you are checking your tires regularly?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
How much can it save you on the roadway? If you are checking your tires regularly, how much could that save you?
Well, if they're underinflated, it's about 3% per tire will change your gas mileage a lot. So yeah, I mean, it's something that you definitely want to make sure that that they're at the right level. So yeah, at least 3%, more than 3% in gas mileage. It can affect.
How about when that check engine light comes on and you go, oh, I hope it turns off soon.
That's right. That's critical too. Check engine light can mean all sorts of things, and that could change if your engine performance is not up to par. That will also change your gas mileage. So it's really critical. AAMCO does a free check engine light with an initial inspection. So if your check engine light comes on, you don't want to avoid it and not pay attention to it. It's something that you should make an appointment and have at least checked to see. It could be, gas cap related, or it could be something that is really affecting, the gas performance or the performance of your car. So I would say that's critical for sure. Bring it in just to have it checked.
How about that mom that's doing a bunch of errands in a day? Some in the morning, some in the afternoon.
So that's a really good question. So I would say if you can, take, combine all those things together, like do your what do you say? All of your errands and stuff all at one time, as opposed to in and out of the car, stopping and going, dropping off at the house and coming back. Try to make the list and be efficient as far as not wasting any time when you're driving. That's really critical too. I would also say, if your fluids are dirty, if you are not checking those regularly, or your air filter's dirty, that's all going to affect your gas mileage. Very critical. Also, another thing, like I've been hearing a lot lately, is idling. Like if you're idling in bad traffic, we would say that you might want to turn your car off and on, because that's going to be more efficient than just sitting at idle, or even like in a drive-through, that kind of thing. If you're in a long line, it would be something that you should consider. The other thing that we've really seen a lot lately is aggressive driving. I mean, people, if they have an aggressive driving habits and they're like punching it, they're not staying at the 55-mile-an-hour range, that's going to also affect your gas mileage. If you are an aggressive driver and you're up at 75 and you're doing stop and go, like really, working your car hard, you're going to lose gas, and you're going to be at that gas station more often, and the prices aren't, they're getting worse than, better. So yeah, I would say aggressive driving is really critical. Try to stay at the 55 mile an hour, or even try and do cruise control as much as possible when you're on the freeway. That's going to help you too. So it's the economy, that you're going to save there. If you can stay at 55 miles an hour, or if you're going at 6 to 75, you're doing 6 to 7 more miles a gallon you're losing when you're up at the higher speed. So
say that again. I think that's key. If you go beyond 55 miles per hour, talk about how many miles you're losing in gas mileage.
So you're losing 6 to 7 more miles a gallon if you're up at the higher speeds at 75 and higher. That's going to give you 6 to 7 more miles less per a gallon of gas. So yeah, I mean, and if you are one that tends to like punch it at this, from stop to start, at the light and that kind of thing, you're just wasting fuel right there. You're just wasting it. Another thing that we've noticed too is just too much weight in the car. So like if you're weighing your car down a lot, you know, maybe going to the dump is one thing, but if you've just got stuff that you've just got under load on your vehicle, that's also going to create an issue there. You know, all those things add up is the thing. So the more you can like kind of eliminate that kind of stuff and keep an eye on, you know, your driving habits, keep an eye on your tire pressure, make sure your check engine light is not on and, you know, excessive, get your fluids changed regularly. Those are all going to be things that are going to give you best performance and, you know, do the best you can with your fuel economy. Yeah.
Clearly add up over time.
Definitely. Definitely.
I wish there was a measure to kind of say, all right, you want to save $20 or $25. I mean, it's too hard to put it into kind of a quantitative amount, right?
It is. I mean, maybe keeping an eye on your, you know, like when you go to the gas station, zeroing it out, like on your little, what do you call that? The mileage that you take per tank, and just kind of keep an eye on as it changes. You know, like if you're getting less and less gas mileage and going more often, then maybe you need to consider all of those things. You know, just keeping might be mindful of it. Yeah.
Are you seeing a lot of people switching to hybrid vehicles or, you know, battery operated?
I am seeing that. I mean, I've been told in 2025 that they are going to just eliminate the gas altogether, manufacturing, and go to electric vehicles. So I'm seeing that a lot. I mean, sure, the people with the electric vehicles right now are probably pretty happy they're not having to get gas at the tank. But yeah, I mean, I think that is the way of the future. Right now in AAMCO world, we're still seeing, you know, a lot of the older vehicles because people are keeping their cars longer. You know, they're maintaining them as long as possible with the economy. So yeah, I would say, but I am seeing that. I mean, I'm seeing a couple of my customers have, you know, ordered the new electric vehicles that are coming out. But we're still servicing so many of, you know, even 1990, we're still seeing cars from 1990. So, but it is important to keep your engine, you know, maintained well, keep your transmission maintained well. You know, the check engine light's critical, just to keep the optimal performance on the older vehicle, because not everybody can afford a, you know, an electric vehicle right now. So
That's true.